Man, my chat went away. That sucked. Oh well, I'll figure it out. Hi everybody, welcome to Live on Two Wheels.
Just so you're all aware, he literally just sat down. Also, no, you're... oh my god. What is you... oh my god.
I don't know what's happening on the other side of the
Trey's
screen.
trying to change the episode number, and it's just... it just... nope. Yeah.
Oh my god. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Live on Two Wheels, episode 37. Is it ever not, though? These guys that watch every week, they come into this, they should come into this knowing full well what to expect.
There's 4 people working to make this a thing. I just, if we can clear.
And it's still holding on by the smallest thread.
4 people.
Oh, man. Hey, going live is so simple, isn't it? So guys, this is episode 37, and today we got a pretty fun episode. Ducati last week revealed their brand new Diavel V4, which if you guys aren't familiar with the Ducati lines, all of their top bikes have V4s in them now. So it's really cool to see that engine being carried over to the Diavel. So we're going to talk about that this episode. You guys know we really enjoy doing these episodes where we essentially do a deep dive on a motorcycle that's released.
It's just us judging the living shit out of a motorcycle.
Yes. I mean, if we can be honest, the majority of YouTube...
Oh, look at your tiny little can of Coke.
This is how you know I needed it today, boys and girls. I have not a Coke Zero. This is regular.
Oh, this is a regular
This is
Coke?
Reg Coke. I also... I need some sort of caffeine right now, but I also thought it matched the motorcycle. So I thought it was kind of... made sense. Anyway... if you guys don't know, this is Live on Two Wheels, your weekly motorcycle live show that's also available as a podcast over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other podcasting platforms. We would love it if you guys gave us a review. We would love it so much that we got decals made and we give them away to you for free if you do an Apple Podcast review. And
That's the only place you can get them.
This is the only place you can get them.
I was going to put it in my hat.
I was ready.
But I left it.
I didn't know how committed. I thought you were going to tape it to your like little skin part of your forehead.
I left one in my hat. And I left
yeah,
here.
you did it a whole episode.
Yeah.
So guys, I'm going to read. Wait, is Ghost in here? I haven't heard Ghost talk.
Yeah, he is. You did hear him.
There he is. Ghost, do we have an Apple review pulled?
We do have it pulled. I have it pulled.
Thank you, Ghost.
Looking at the Milo?
I didn't know if it was updated from last week's. All right, guys, so I'm going to do a dramatic reading of an Apple podcast.
He's a sad side.
I'm sorry, Ghost. So, Ghost, if you'll click off of that thing, I'm going to click onto it. 1 second, Trey. Let me prep for this.
This is going great.
All right, Trey, cue the sad music. Or epic music, sorry. All right, guys, this is the title. Great Motorcycle Podcast with lots of comedy. 5 stars. All right, this is by Rick Elliott Jr. Literally the only motorcycle-related podcast I watch because the chemistry between Chase and Beau is absolutely hilarious. That's nice. And the content they discuss is easy enough for anyone to listen to and enjoy. Regardless of your knowledge of motorcycles. And that's it. So I didn't do the correct I thought there was going to be like a comeuppance and then down, so I messed that up.
In regards to that, thank you.
Yeah, Rick Elliott, we appreciate that.
It's hilarious because I am a stubborn old fart, and he is an only child, and those personalities.
We could probably do an entire podcast about the intricacies of old farts and only children.
I have a lot of siblings too, so
yeah, we're like complete opposites.
Yeah. Also, our knowledge, it's because we don't know shit.
I would say that we have a lot of knowledge. I ride a lot of
experiential
motorcycles.
knowledge, not academic knowledge. And that is easier.
Bro,
that's easier to understand than academic knowledge.
Everybody can read spec sheets.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We're here to dumb it down thanks to my dumb brain.
That's what I said, but I was being nice about it.
Thanks.
I tried.
Okay. Good try.
I like how we did all that trouble to fix it, and you're not in the frame.
I'm in the frame. Look, just because my back, just because I don't have white. Sorry, we're talking about this middle camera that has been the bane of our existence for quite a while now.
Somebody wanted 3 cameras.
Yes. So Rick Elliott Jr., here's what you do. Email me a photo of you editing this on Apple Podcast. You can just take a screenshot, email it to me, Chase on 2 Wheels. I will send you a link, and we will get you out a decal. Thank you so much for the reviews. If you guys want to get in the running for a free decal, Apple Podcasts, look up Live on 2 Wheels. The more reviews we get, the more the podcast gets promoted, and then eventually we can buy Ghost a scooter. So that's our goals.
I know it's a running thing, but I sincerely hope we get to that point.
Absolutely. I mean, Trey just went out and rode a Vespa in Rome, so like the sky's the limit. The atmosphere's the limit.
Video's doing well, and comments are nice.
The sun's the limit. What's higher than the sun? What's outside of the Milky Way? The Milky Way is the limit. The universe is the limit. I don't know how higher I can go.
My sentiments exactly, sir.
Alrighty, guys. So let's get into the show. This is a live show. Obviously, we have you guys in the comments. Make sure if you're live with us right now, go over to the Live on 2 Wheels YouTube channel. We stream both on the Chase on 2 Wheels and Live on 2 Wheels channel, but if you comment on the Live on 2 Wheels YouTube channel one, that one lives forever. The Chase on 2 one goes unlisted after we go live.
And
so make sure you guys
we're trying to get that to be its own thing. So
yeah, exactly. So
that is the best way to get that to happen sooner rather than later is to leave your comments and your thumbs ups and whatnot.
Also
subscribe over there.
Yes, go subscribe over there. We are building it up. But one of the reasons we do this show live is so we can have interactions with you guys, because it would be so much easier if we didn't do this live. So one of the interactions and ways we can interact with you guys, one is in the live chat, but also in our Discord server. It's a Discord server full of motorcycle enthusiasts. We've got all types of pages. One of the pages we have, Trey, if you'll go to my screen real quick. Once you're at our Discord server, over here on the left, you can see all the pages. Now, these little WBR Garage ones you can only get if you're a member, but we'll talk about that on another thing. But Live on 2 Wheels here. If you click on Live on 2 Wheels, up in the far right, we have these threads. If you find Season 2, Episode 37, click into there. In the last like 5-ish minutes of the show, depending on how much time we have, we'll be running through here and checking out Discord messages. So we'd love to have you guys over there.
Well, speaking of Discord,
go check it out. Yeah, go do it. Set it up.
Speaking of Discord, your favorite section.
My favorite section is the moto photos. You guys know I love taking photos, so we do a shout out every week for our moto photos. This week we got It's 420. Blazing, am I right? On a
spoken like a guy who's never done that.
Only once.
Oh, really?
Nope. MTO.
Oh, it just got so interesting.
It's a scary story. So, guys, this week's moto photo shout out is for It's 420 on an MTO3.
Nice.
We don't see a lot of MTO3s. We love that. Phenomenal starter bike. And next up we have Lil Fousey Burt on a Svot Pillin.
I love that name.
Is that Svot or Vit? Do we know?
If the Svot is the one with the handlebars, right?
So that 401.
Yes, it's a.
These bikes look so good, and then we did a first trade on it, and I saw my fat ass sitting on it. I was like, man, that
So
I'm too big for this bike.
Fucking tuba player scooting around on a washing board.
Some bikes, obviously, like, you have a body style and everything. I personally don't think I fit on a Spot Pill 401.
I always look like somebody's son on a motorcycle.
Yeah,
like,
you're tiny enough to where you could probably pull that off. But like, I was looking at our camera car footage and I was just like, "Mall, I can't fit on that." So shout out to the guys. Thank you guys for being active. Say what?
Did you notice the parking spot?
Oh, wait.
Oh,
that is the First Ride parking spot. That's spot 144. Holy shit.
Wow.
Wait, is this person local? They have to be. No, they could be traveling through, though.
Somebody came in from like 2 states away.
What if somebody came in from a couple states away, went to Mountain in Roswell, and then like pieced together the First Ride enough to get to the spot?
Interesting.
That's amazing. I love that. I mean, if you watch enough First Rides, you could figure out the route.
I mean, I'm sure, yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, you'd have to. Here's the thing.
You'd have to watch enough of them.
You have to watch enough of them, or you have to be local enough to notice the landmarks.
That's true, because if you saw the pull-in of that church parking lot that I go to, you'd know off the top of your head. That's really cool,
that
though.
MT-03 reminded me of something that I saw. I'll wait until after the quick shifter, because I want to see if it's in there.
Okay, you cliffhangering me right now, Beau?
Yeah.
Okay.
That cliffhanger.
All right, guys. So continuing our front of the show segment.
Yeah, that's awesome. Looking at it now, it's so fucking obvious, but it's like we're a bunch of fucking dildos and we like can't see.
Well, no, like when you're live, like I at least for me, like when we're live, I have that kind of places. Yeah, like my brain's in all these places. My subconscious is like checking all the gear all the time. So like, I don't have 100% doing anything.
That's pretty awesome.
That was pretty awesome. So, guys, continuing our front part of the show, we have our Ghost Tip of the Week, sponsored by Ghost Ontwowheels over on Instagram. Beau, it's time. If you sleep until lunchtime, you can save the breakfast money.
That's not even a bad tip.
That is a straight fire tip, actually. And if you're trying to fast and you work from home, that's a hack as well. Because if you're sleeping through breakfast, just saying, that's good.
I used to make fun of my older brother, who's 12 years older than me, because he would on the weekends he would sleep until like noon. Mm-hmm. And then,
dude, that's me and Heather if we don't have a wedding, for sure.
Bro,
it's like
I'd have to get up my last 2 jobs. I would have to get up at like 6:30, 7 in the morning, and I would do it. And then on the weekends, I'm just like, well, fuck you. I'm an adult. I pay taxes. I'm gonna sleep until 1. Yeah. And I can do it.
Yeah. It's one of the few good things about being an adult.
I can go to bed at 10 p.m.
Sometimes you have the guilt of that. You don't have guilt?
No.
You can ask Heather.
I wake up and eat lunch. And I feel good about myself. My wife will have to wake me up sometimes because she's like, look, if you don't get up now, you're going to be asleep until the next day.
Like, I can sleep in, but like I'm the type of guy, like when I do finally get up, I have to get up and go do something.
Yeah, the bedroom is literally for like 2 things.
We're not okay.
So
all right,
when I'm not
shutting
sleeping,
it down.
I'm leaving that bed. I don't like to lounge.
The
wife will just lounge all day, like reading books in bed. I'm like, this is a waste of sheets.
We do have the same sentiment. If I'm in the bedroom, there's not a lot of things going on. That's fuck. I already know that's gonna get taken. Damn it.
Yeah.
That area is only made for a few actions.
Yeah.
One of those primarily is sleeping. We won't talk about anything else. Anyway, that's the ghost tip of the week. I regret saying what I said.
Great tip. Save your money.
I blame you for taking us down that audible path.
You can blame me for whatever you want, buddy.
Anyway, moving on to quick shift.
You came down there with me.
We're just going to move on. All right, guys. Next up, quick shifter segment. Talking about news very quickly. Also, we'll watch the quick shifter segment. I'll think about if I should say stuff or not. All right, guys. Also, the quick shifter segment.
Can you do that just in general? Adopt that as a new operating procedure?
Quick shifter. So we're gonna do the quick shifter segment, but I just want to note, if you guys are on Instagram, Ghost on Two Wheels, he posts these on Instagram, the Ghost Tip of the Week, and he also posts the quick shifter. So if you guys want to watch those after the fact, they're available there. Go support our friendly spectral ghost. Now for the quick shifter.
Okay.
Bum bum bum.
No preamble. Just like, okay, now to go.
I have no like.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah, a lot today. I get it. I fully understand. You're only visiting here. I like it.
Hey.
Sweet, the internet.
Yeah, our internet's been a big old sack of shit, so that's fun. All right, Chase, go for it.
Beau asked, Yamaha delivers. 2023 Tenere 700 gets a 5-inch TFT dash and 3 settings for ABS. Full on, rear off, both off.
Yeah.
All we had to do was... Oh, shit. I hadn't seen that at all.
Put it on the big screen for this for me, bud.
I had it on the big screen.
No, him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All we had to do was ask. That's all it was?
Here's the thing.
Damn it. We should have asked earlier.
I think the TFT is a waste if you don't have ride modes and menus that deserve that kind of dash. I think it's a good step forward. It moves us closer to the goalpost.
Okay.
But you're not going to compete with Aprilia with just a screen.
Go ahead.
KTM and CF Moto further their partnership deal. Partnership 10 years after the first deal. KTM Europe will handle the distribution for the CF Moto in UK and Ireland. So keeping that relationship strong.
Look at that. So obviously everything's going good between them. And as we've told you, that's
a long
So all the people that are like, oh, CF Moto, it's like, bro, they've been working with KTM for 10 years and they just re-up. Mm-hmm. If the relationship was bad, you don't re-up a relationship.
Yeah, that's a big company to keep a relationship with. I think we said that on the
CF Moto podcast.
Yeah. Which was
not the CF Moto podcast, but our podcast about CF
which was
Moto
a great episode if you're going to go watch it.
Honestly,
awesome.
One of the better ones.
I liked it.
Other than the shit show that it was. Cardo announces the new Pack-Talk Neo. This unit will have all the Cardo tech as the other Pack-Talk line, but with a standard mount.
Not a magnet.
Oh, no. No, you can't take my magnets away. I ain't doing it.
The real question is this their standard mount from the original Pack-Talks, or is this a new standard mount for Neo?
Interesting.
Because if it is the standard mount from their other Pack-Talks, that actually could be cool, because then if you have an older model,
true,
you can just swap these
also,
without having
if
to
it's
buy
got the same
cradles
internals, then this thing is legit. Like, obviously, magnets are great, but that's still a great product without magnets.
After Kawasaki Demo Day, Ghost has updated his bike rankings based on bikes he's actually ridden.
Good man. Let's see what he's got. I assume it's changing. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. The official Ghost rank board?
Tracer 9GT. Ooh. Nice.
But they're coming in. Where are we getting it?
What are we getting?
That Z900 better be high on that list, Ghost. It better be high.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
RS. Okay.
How dare you?
That's
also.
Good.
New winner.
Nice.
Ghost, you like the Versus 1000 that much, huh?
Oh, it's nice.
We don't hear a lot from Ghost, but when we do, it's factual.
Stuff, yeah. That's good. I saw the photo of the red one.
I did too.
Yeah, that was good.
Kawasaki doing good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm a little scared about this now. God knows what I've given. What
It's always gonna be good when this music comes on.
Who did it better? Oh Jesus.
That graphic makes me feel like I'm drunk. Ugh.
Yes. Yeah, I love this. Yes.
I hate it.
Oh,
so
it is
much.
not compatible with
I hate
older
it so
Pack-Talk
much.
mounts, by the way.
Oh, good question. I can't tell who did it better.
And they go,
That's exactly what their fucking shit reminds me of, is that shit. It's this fucking shit you would see all the time.
Like this is giving me Internet 1.0, so
it blows up.
Oh,
I do hope it blows up.
My God,
assholes.
that was so good.
I learned that they also use the clutch to get some of those notes, and I hope your clutch pack explodes.
Hey, like a CBR 1000 that we rebuilt. Oh my God. Ghost, I hate to tell you this, bud, but I think I look forward to the back half of Quick Shifter now more than the Ghost Tip of the Week.
Oh.
Like, they've been so fire.
Ooh, scandalous.
It is it's like a hot take, but it's like a lukewarm take. I don't know. I just think you do such a good job on those that, like, I don't have to read anything. I get to sit back and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what helps me just enjoy those more.
Just a simple man.
So keep doing that awesome stuff. Thank you so much.
Hey, we got 45
all right.
ratings. I just noticed that we have 45 ratings now on the Apple thing.
That's more than we had.
That's an improvement.
Numbers. All right.
When they go up, it's good.
So, Quick Shifter done.
Yeah.
Time for housekeeping. What has been happening around the shop this week?
Pure, unadulterated chaos.
I mean, it's relatively accurate, honestly. Where are we at? We're doing double first stride weeks.
Trying to end the nightmare that is season 5 as quickly as fucking possible.
Oh, also, you guys, I can tell them the members video that came out this week, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not outside of the thing. So this week over on WBR Garage, I guess just to give you guys some context, the way we do WBR Garage is we have our members page. That's the website we built, and that's how we fund the show. And what we do is we do some of the things people get is they get build streams. So we live stream us filming the episode, which is kind of cool. We can get like audience interaction while we're filming, but they also get week ahead content. So when you guys see a WBRG video come out on YouTube on the Chase on Two Wheels channel, it was out on the member page a week ago. On Tuesday, we released the season is done. We called it the build finale because all the bikes are technically done being built right now.
Yeah.
So now it starts our little what'll end up being 2-month period of time where we're in the promo period, which is something that's going to be like, we didn't plan on doing it for season 5. That's just kind of like how the timing worked out. But season 6 is going to be like that. We're going to spend the first half of the season building the bikes and the second half promoting that built motorcycle. That video, I got to give props to Beau. I got to give props to Trey. You guys did such a freaking good job editing that, and it was the first Wreck Bike Rebuild video in a while that like I watched it and I was like, I am pumped watching this video. It was a nice job. This is my main point.
I'm working with a nightmare, and I'm doing the best that I can.
Yeah, so basically the way, and this will come out on YouTube on next Tuesday if you guys want to wait for it, or you can pay $5, go see it today. But with that season lasting over 2.5 years, it was hard for us. We said in a couple videos, it was hard for us to keep up with what bike is where, what parts are where.
We moved editing
shops.
These videos, and I don't remember half of this shit,
bro. It's just like and obviously like we did the best we could, but like it was what it was
today because I'm going through and I'm building out the full build, the 10-minute build video of the CBR 1000.
Yep.
I completely forgot where I got that sound.
Oh, you found it?
And I found it.
Oh, that's
it was
awesome.
when Luke opened that door super hard, and it almost fell. And Brian, it was when you guys were going and doing the color pick out thing at the dealerships, and you came back and you were in the slingshot.
Gotcha. That's actually funny that you're doing that. So anyway, so the whole premise of that video was the build finale. We do a little promo of showing each bike off. We had all the bikes together in the parking lot. It looked really cool, or at least I thought it looked really cool. And basically, we just kind of wrote this script telling the story of each bike. Yeah. You know, we basically condensed all that time into like a 5-minute script for each bike. I was just sitting there watching that video feeling nostalgic as hell, and I was like, watching this, I get excited about the season, but during the season it was just like a pure nightmare because you're stressing out about like, how do we get these parts? Where do we get these bikes from? There. I think it's because you're still in the thick of it, whereas like right now it's very edit heavy because we have a lot of content to get edited. Whereas
I know
the bikes are done, so now I just have to worry about I have a lot of stuff to worry about, but I don't have to worry about filming those episodes anymore. So I'm finally to a place where I can be like, this is so exciting. I'm amped about this. I'm very excited about that episode. I can't wait for you guys to see it that aren't members yet. It's going to come out. It's going to be fire. And it's also
I'll
super.
live in this fucking nightmare.
It's
for the rest of my
so
life.
cool to see all the bikes together.
Yeah.
They look so different. I love it so much.
I hate that my excitement for these motorcycles is also being sullied by the sheer living nightmare that is having to go through and relive the last 2 years.
Yeah, it was
over and over again, like some weird sadistic Groundhog Day, where it's instead of just like regular bad things happening. It's just I wake up and then it's a square punch in the balls.
Do you have any solace that the fact that the season is done and we're just cleaning up the remnants?
No.
It's so you're just like,
because I feel
you're like a goldfish. As long as you're dealing with it, you're not
how
gonna
it feels like. Because I'm excited for the finished product, but that excitement gets killed because like the rest of my year is editing season 5 videos, and I'm so
wait. Is that why today when I showed you the calendar and you were like this, you just go?
Yeah, because I'm just like, here's where my brain is right now, is that like, because it's so dense, I feel like somehow I'll still be doing this in 2023. It'll be a year from now, and it's just like, oh, I'm still working on the CBR 1000 videos. I want to jump off a bridge. That's how I feel right now. I'm very excited to get them the fuck out of our shop.
I can promise you,
because I want to get the bolt in here, get it fixed up, and get it the fuck out of my life. I want
to reveal the season 6.
I want to get started on season 6 and rock it through that. I want to get into doing more stuff. Next year's gonna be good because we're gonna have some bike in here that is gonna open up a whole new avenue. I'm excited.
Be careful for what you say.
I am. I'm very excited. Yeah, block user on YouTube, please. No, block user on YouTube. Yes.
Some
always
body stuff in the chat.
Sex bots.
We hate them.
Yeah. Somebody may have already gotten it.
So what? We got a cool first try coming out tomorrow. Ducati Scrambler Urban Motard.
Yeah.
Really cool looking bike.
Yeah, I like it.
We got that coming out.
I like the orange red.
Oh, today Vespa. Trey's Vespa video
GTS
came out today.
300 Super.
Yeah, terrible name. Cool looking scooter.
It's a lot of names. He'll attest to it. I was having such trouble.
I heard I was doing other stuff, but I heard you problems. Trey had to come over to your computer like 5 times.
Notes down because I was like, okay, GTS. Which one's a GTS Super? The Super 300, the Super Tech, what the fuck?
I've never heard.
My brain was falling out of the back of my skull.
If you guys have seen the way the shop is set up now, like I'm here and my desk is faced this way and Beau's catty corner to me behind, so he's like right behind me. And I'm sitting there working. I don't even remember what I was doing.
You hear the frustration in my voice.
Yes, because like Trey's on the other side of me, so every time you called him over, he's like walking around my desk to come to yours, and you're like, "Is this what is this?"
It didn't.
I've never heard you go through that.
Great,
so that was
great looking scooters.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of them in our family. In fact, my brother, his wife was gifted one from Ellen DeGeneres.
Okay, name drop, but okay.
A little bit of poof.
Yeah.
Or actually, it's his mother-in-law was gifted, if I recall correctly.
Like from a show, and she just invest. She was just like
she's
Vespas?
like her mother is like balling out of control dentist. Like,
why is it the people that have the money that get the free stuff?
I don't know, man. About this? I've never won a thing. I won one scratch off when I was 18 years old.
That was it.
$20, and I blew it on other scratch offs. I haven't won a single contest since.
And there you go.
I keep signing up for free stuff from Lone Rider because I'm trying, and I never get it. One time I got so close to winning something from Revzilla for the Ride to Work challenge.
How do you get close to winning?
Here's this. It was before I was riding a motorcycle. I had the scooter. I had my
this
Ruckus.
is like back in the day.
Yeah, I had my I had my Ruckus.
Got it.
And it was ride
Small
to work.
Gonna love you saying that.
It was a ride to work thing, and you're supposed to send in a photo of you riding to work. And I pulled the Ruckus into my cubicle, and I sat on it, and I was typing on the computer. And
How did you not win with that?
So Anthony, not our Anthony, but Anthony sent me a message and said the only reason we didn't pick you is I wanted to pick you, but it didn't have Revzilla. And I was like, it was on the screen, but the person taking the picture didn't get the screen because I had Revzilla pulled up. It was like for a laser helmet or something like that.
So you had a
like
photographer fail,
Yeah.
and that cost you winning
Yeah.
a freaking whatever they were giving away at the time.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry you've never won anything.
Yeah, it was. I blew all my luck on that one scratch off. So
At least you had that one scratch off.
yeah,
You know, and now you have this great job.
sometimes.
Directly after you just said that you're living in a nightmare having to edit all these videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff happening, guys. We're in like wrap the season up, wrap the year up mode. I made a list today of how many videos we have left for the end of the year, and it's not a lot.
I mean,
it's a lot.
Is
but
January going to be a busy January this year, or are we going to have? Because
we're not posting videos.
Yeah,
in
we
January.
do radio silence,
right?
But is it going to be a busy January for us, or is it going to be a light January?
I don't think it's going to be that crazy. Like because like typically we'd hold off on everything until January, but like we've just kind of been brute forcing this year and fixing things that happen as they come. So here's to hoping January can actually be a relaxing, like deep breath. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. I forgot the most exciting thing personally that happened this week.
Okay.
So I didn't post a YouTube video about it, but we released the first video of on the On4Wheels channel. I think we hinted at this last week.
We did hint.
But I've been wanting to do this like for like at least 2 years now.
Yeah.
And something would always come up because like the thing that does best on this channel and the thing that I enjoy doing the most are first rides. I love getting a super diverse understanding of what it's actually like to ride bikes, not even focusing on spec sheet stuff, but just what it's like to ride them.
Yeah.
And a lot of you guys know, especially y'all that watch the live show a lot, love cars. Not a super technical guy when it comes to gear. I'm not a gear, like I'm not a techie gear guy with motorcycles either, but I love driving them. I love riding motorcycles, and I love the looks of cars. I love like going through and like seeing what they look like, and you know all that kind of stuff. So, buddy of the channel, Patty Rick, and I released our first episode of On4Wheels. It's our pilot episode. It was our first one. We'd never done it before, so I'm learning how to rig cameras to vehicles to get interior shots, and we're doing all the... It's basically the first ride camera level on cars with two people in the vehicle. So I'm pretty proud about how the first episode came out.
Yeah.
You were able to watch it as a third party. You didn't have to edit it or anything. I edited through the whole thing. So that was cool. So now we have one pilot. We're going to do... Our plan is to do another episode with my Subaru before the end of the year. And we're trying to use those videos so that we can promote the channel, obviously, and get subscribers over there.
Yeah.
But we're having to play this weird game of like, now I have to go talk with car companies and try to get press vehicles, which I was telling the guys earlier this week. I'm answering my emails right now look so stupid, where I've got emails with Can-Am and Honda right now of trying to get us more press bikes, and we are super privileged, right? Like Yamaha gives us whatever we want. We got Indian trying to give us, we have lots of companies trying to give us, like, we have a bike that literally Harley was just like Porcanelos has, like, we are in a very privileged position. Then
basically, we're rocking out like kings when it comes to motorcycles. We're fucking peasants when it comes to cars.
But look, the emails would go, "Hey, like
that's adorable."
This is literally my emails this week. Hey Honda, thanks so much for reaching out. We would love to do press loans. We don't have any more videos to make this year. Let's talk what 2023 looks like.
Nice.
Then I go to email Audi and I'm like, hi, I make real good looking video, but have no subscribers. Ken has car to drive?
Yeah.
So it's just a hilarious kind of like cold and hot situation of one's a beggar and
for
one's
people asking. On Four Wheels, it's its own channel.
Oh yeah, I didn't make that clear. Totally different YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Literally on the number 4 wheels. On 4 wheels.
Yep.
Search it on YouTube. So far we've only done the one episode on a 2022 Toyota Tundra SR5.
Yep.
Which I thought came out pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm not a truck guy. I don't have a lot of experience riding or driving newer trucks, so it was kind of nutty to ride and drive a brand new truck because, like, bro, trucks are plush.
Yeah.
Like, back in the day, I don't remember trucks being like that. We're riding around in Patty's truck, and I'm like, bruh, what is this?
Luxury.
Absolute luxury. All right, so that's a lot of stuff about not the topic of this video, but we wanted to...
It is housekeeping, so...
We got a lot of stuff going on, so a lot of housekeeping. Okay, so this will be the point in the video where people say video starts at. So whatever this time is, this is where we actually get into the topic of the show.
We're only
so
36 minutes in.
I mean, for an hour and a half podcast, that's really not that bad.
We said we wanted to do more.
Oh, we've got some updates for Live on Two Wheels. And Ghost, I realized you asked me this at one point. I think we'll just wait for season 3 to do all the kind of like structural changes of Live on Two Wheels because it doesn't make sense. So that's one of the things we'll do in January.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I just want to take a trip in January. Yeah,
fucking trip away, my guy. Where you want to go?
I don't know. If it's warm enough, I just...
Oh, you don't even know. You just want to not be home.
Yeah, I just want to get the fuck out of Georgia for a while.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, speaking of Georgia, Randrew's going to be in Georgia here soon.
Who?
Randrew is going to be in Georgia.
Oh, no
Yeah.
shit.
Mhm.
I thought you said rain do. And I'm
No.
like, who's rain?
No.
What is rain?
I didn't say that at all. But that's okay.
Sweet. Is he going to be on a Suzuki? Just kidding. All right. So speaking of not Suzukis, Ducati. We all know Ducati's got their Diavel. They've had it for quite a while now. It's their kind of muscle cruiser, power cruiser type thing. Looks like this. I'll show you guys a photo if I can pull it up. This thing. This is their new V4 Diavel, which...
Took them ridiculous and made it more ridiculous.
Yeah. So we know the muscle cruiser, the Diavel, it's always been like super powerful, especially for a cruiser platform. And the thing we've talked about on the show a lot is these manufacturers, they spend a lot of time making one power plant and then putting it in multiple models.
Yeah.
So...
i.e. like the Honda Africa Twin motor.
That we have the CPs, the CP3, the CP, all the things.
Can we just discuss for just a brief second how this bike? Can you bring this up on the screen? That picture you brought up, the red one, that black.
This guy?
No, the other one. No, god damn it.
Which one?
Close that out. The huge picture.
It's so that's not a photo; it's a link.
Okay, but it's still, it looks like somebody ran a Ducati Monster into a very soft thing, and it just kind of smooshed it.
Let me try to find you this photo so you can rest assured.
I mean, you can see it. It looks like somebody ran a Monster into like an airbag, and it smooshed it a little bit.
I can.
You know what I mean?
No, here's what it is. So it's a monster.
You know when you push on a seal's nose and their head goes into their body?
No.
That's what it reminds me of.
Here's what it is. It's a Ducati Monster that had the Alpine Stars inflation vest, and somebody pulled the cord, and the Ducati Monster goes...
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. We need a Ducati Monster.
It's the turtle of Ducati Monsters, and it's just like, I'm going back in my shell.
Oh, hold on.
Its
I
whole
have
head
to see this.
just disappears.
All right, we got the Monster. So look.
Yeah.
It is 100%.
It's literally the whole front end of that bike got pushed back just a wee bit.
All right, hold on. Oh, you can't rotate this one? Oh, that's sad. Okay, so you take the Ducati Monster, airbag vest goes off.
You smoosh it. And turn it to the side so that people can see. Yeah, you smoosh it.
And so we got Ducati Monster.
Smoosh. Yeah.
Ducati Monster.
Smoosh. Yeah.
Seriously though, like on a serious note, the
profile makes it look like it has 3 headlights too. That's hilarious.
It does look like that, but like this is like I already thought the Diavel was like pretty cool looking bike. This thing now, personal opinion, looks fire. Also, the design is phenomenal. Let's talk specs real quick since I have them in front of my screen and I can actually read them. So, MSRP $26,695. 1,158 cc's. It's the V4 Gran Turismo. That's the 90-degree, 4 valves per cylinder, counter-rotating crankshaft, twin pulse firing order, liquid-cooled. It's got 168 horsepower at 10,750 RPMs. It's got 93 foot-pounds of torque at 7,500. Okay. Dry weight is 465 pounds. Seat height of 31.1 inches.
That's respectable.
It's got 4 rider modes: Sport, Touring, Urban, and Wet. And it has Ducati's multimedia system, which is Bluetooth to smartphone for calls, text, music, and navigation. We'll see how that works when we finally get to ride one. Okay, so electronic features. ABS covering Evo, or cornering Evo, which is Evo, and Evo 2 is essentially the next evolution.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I know what those abbreviations are.
Ducati traction control, Evo 2. Ducati wheelie control, Evo. Ducati power launch, Evo. Ducati quick shifter up and down, Evo 2. And thank God,
cruise control.
Yeah. So those are the stats. Pretty... Like, this thing's gonna be disgusting.
It's dumb.
Check out the screen though. I almost said the monitor. I think this screen looks fire. And fun story, I did a first try GoPro run of the Street Fighter V2 today.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, one, it's an amazing motorcycle. First ride's gonna come out next week.
Yeah.
But for you guys that are fans of first rides,
that's the one that Brian did.
Yes, he did the press launch on. So Ducati, in my personal opinion, is class leading with their screens right now. I think nobody's touching them. Triumphs do really well, but they do not touch Ducati's level. But the V2, and I don't know if it's because I've ridden plenty of V4s and I know the screen that they put on the V4s, with the V2's screen is pared down.
Okay, yeah.
And maybe this is a situation where it wouldn't have been a big deal because it's the same quality of screen, but I think having known what's available and then you get a pared down version, and it didn't have a gas gauge, so I had to like go fill the gas up today because it had low gas, and I was cycling through the menu trying to find a gas gauge on it.
It's got to be there somewhere.
I cycled through everything. I couldn't find it. So that was like,
can we get some fact checks?
It was like my main negative. Oh God. I don't think the 2022 Street Fighter V2 has a gas gauge.
It has to.
Couldn't find it.
Especially since people are going to be riding that thing around in like the least economic mode.
Beau. People are going to be riding that thing like crazy. But it looks like the V4 Diavel has a solid freaking screen, the one that I would kind of expect if I was going to jump on this motorcycle. Interestingly, I don't see electronic suspension though. Like I don't even think that's adjustable, is it? Can I zoom in? I can't zoom in.
It's adjustable.
Oh, it is adjustable?
Yeah, I can see it.
Hold on. I have to know this because like if a bike costs 20, if it costs 26 grand.
There is a flat head at the top of that fork.
Hold on. I'm looking.
Bro, there's a company, by the way, not related at all to this. You talked about adjustable suspension. There's a company out there making electronic suspension upgrades and adjustable upgrades for the T7. Fully adjustable and
no way. Electronic too?
I think there's a dynamic one for the rear, but the front, there's a front drop-in that has all of the adjusters and everything, and it's all one contained closed system.
So that's not electric though. That's manual.
That's the front.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So guys, on my screen, when I was looking through these photos before the show, Beau happens to look over and he goes, "Are those bags on a Diavel?" And I'm like, "Bro,
dumpy old butt,
bro, this. Can you imagine touring on this?"
No, because it can't do well enough on gas to like.
Yeah, I mean, but you say that though. But my MT-10's not good on gas. And
you should not tour on it unless you have gas money to fucking spare.
When I rode to wherever I went to the press launch for the brand new MT-10, Bro, my MT10 did a phenomenal job touring. I've got it in full dad mode, which
How
is
much
essentially
did you
what this
spend
is.
on gas?
I treat gas like I do groceries. I don't worry about how much it costs, and I don't even think about
See,
it.
that's the difference. That's the difference. I'm looking at that dollar sign popping up.
This is true. Okay, so I'm going to make the assumption that you're correct, Beau, that it has adjustable suspension.
I'm pretty
would.
sure because I see the flathead screw on the top of the forks, and I assume that the nut underneath it is to adjust the preload.
Well,
as in most
so,
systems.
like the child that I am, I see a video and I have to play it.
Yeah, of
so,
course. We have
let's see what we
video
got.
proof of you doing that.
We do, yeah. We just popped out in the forest somewhere.
The unnecessary mirroring effect can go away, but if you just look at the bottom half of it, it looks like a Street Fighter V2.
You think so?
Yeah, the way the bottom half looks, and then you look at the top half, and you're like, oh.
I'm surprised, and obviously I know there's audio work being done in this video, but the sound was pretty muted for a V4. Like with the
When did they go away from the forward controls?
on the Diavel?
Yeah.
That's a great question. I'm not really sure.
Because the one I test rode a while back with my buddy Paul was forward controls.
Do you remember what year model?
I do not. It was a while ago.
I will say the Diavel does put itself in a far more sporty platform. Like I call the
Like to me,
Sportster
that
S sporty,
looks like
but
a thick boy Street Fighter. It's basically what it is
the
now.
body position is incredibly different.
Yeah,
But
it's the same. It gives me the same vibe.
I think what happened though is Diavels used to have different controls, or maybe it was optional different controls. You could have.
I would not consider this a power cruiser at all anymore.
What would you what class?
I think
would you
this is honestly, this is a sport bike, like a standard run of the mill sport bike.
Is
as
that
far as
only
body,
because of the foot controls?
The whole body position.
It's only the bottom half that's like that though.
I mean, the
top half, you're very arms forward. You're very upright.
The top looked a lot more.
Look how low the seat is compared to where the handlebars are. Look at that, all the way up
yeah,
there.
sure.
There's no way you can call that a sport bike.
I mean, it's definitely giving me that kind of vibe.
You guys, let us know in the chat. Would you consider, just because it has aggressive foot controls, would you call that a sport bike?
I mean, you look, open up the picture of the guy on the bike near in front of the fence. Like he's sitting like a little bit more tied up, like I sit on my Tiger. So it's like a mix between an adventure bike seating position and like say the Street Triple lower half.
Well, so I think the Diavel is in an odd place where people know Ducatis as performance machines, right? Like that's what they kind of buy them for.
To be clear, I hated the forward controls.
On the
Diavel. Yeah, I prefer this kind of setup.
So
but to me, it doesn't feel like, for one, it doesn't fall into the same category as any other cruiser now.
I mean, shocker,
like, you know
right?
what I mean?
Ducati,
like it's using
of any company that doesn't outwardly doesn't give a shit about what the social norm is at the time. Yeah. Ducati has their V2 and their V4. The V2 should technically be a competitor for a 600 class, but it's like a 900 something. Yeah. So like they're kind of all over the place.
To me, this doesn't and this is just my opinion. Like it is what it is. I don't think it classifies itself as like a power cruiser anymore.
Well, so is there any verbiage on their website for what they call it? Because my thought process is the Diavel suffers from not really knowing what it should be or needs to be because
like the original
top
one,
half is a cruiser.
The original
right?
one, I don't think it is. You're being very dramatic on that. He was not standing like that or sitting like that at all. Like, he is literally sitting adventure style, like MT-07, MT-09 style.
Hold on, I'm trying to...
And that picture of him riding there on that, his arms are bent down like this. Yeah, that's not...
But then you're so close to the ground. I wouldn't call it like a super sport. Or
I didn't say it was a super sport.
Or
I think it's a sport bike. It looks like a fucking sport bike.
Well, so I think the Diavel is it's Ducati's take on a cruiser. A cruiser, you would typically think very relaxed, comfortable body position, and you got a lot of muscle under you to go red light to red light, right? But I think Ducati having their own take on a cruiser is, okay, there are physical limitations for a cruiser.
Their verbiage is muscle cruiser with super sport personality. I feel like you got to know what the fuck you are then.
Okay, so here's what that means. That means from your waist up, we're going to give you a muscle cruiser. I agree with you. The handlebars are a little lower based on this photo than I would probably think a muscle cruiser. I'd kind of love to do this versus a Sportster S. I think that'd be a pretty interesting video. But I will say, having ridden up-to-date Diavels, your legs are crunched. Yeah. Like, you do...
That's what I'm saying. If you cover that bottom half, that's a Street Fighter V2. Or, you know what I mean?
You mean the top half?
Yeah, if you cover the top half, that's a Street Fighter V2.
So,
you know what I mean?
The foot position is very aggressive.
Yeah.
But I think that's where this motorcycle doesn't really know where to be. Because I've been to a track day where a guy in the expert class... And this is on the earlier Diavels, where there were options for foot controls. There was a guy in the expert class on this track day. I will never forget this. He had a bright purple fairinged Diavel, and he had gold wheels. I will never forget this. He was, and I mean this with caps lock, slaying. I have never seen a guy ride so fast on a track day on a freaking Diavel. So it was at that moment I realized, like, okay, so that's a thing. What is happening? What? Wait, how is that a thing? How is there another Ontwowheels channel?
Needs to get more subs.
All right, well, let me post about it, and we'll change that. Anyway, back to the subject.
Sorry.
So I realized then that a Diavel is capable of far more than I would ever think a quote-unquote muscle cruiser is capable of. And I think you get
a sport bike that's pretending to be a muscle cruiser.
Well, so I mean,
like, let's put the real pin in the conversation for me is that everything about this bike, like on paper, stats, performance,
right?
Like, the engine's not unique to the Diavel. It's not like they have some...
Well, it's now putting the same engine in multiple
What I'm saying
places.
is, like, all of those things, if you look at every component and the way it's put together and how it's meant to be, performance driven, it is in line with their naked lines, like the Street Fighter lines. Everything about it looks the same on paper. The rake and trail are...
Well, so we can get into
the rake and trail are a little different.
Right.
The upper half...
But that changes a ton.
It can.
Riding.
But, like, everything about this bike, except for, like, a little bit of the body position and the name that they're choosing to call it, and, like, calling it a power... Like, calling it a power cruiser is cool, but, like, it's more in line with their other bikes than it is, say, with a V-Max or a V-Rod... or anything like that.
I don't know. I honestly think it's the bottom half.
I've ridden those, and I've ridden like several muscle cruisers now at this point. Rocket 3, VMAX, V-Rod, like a Diavel, an older Diavel with forward controls.
Yeah.
And those all three, all of those felt like a power cruiser, except for the Diavel felt a little bit like it, but the forward controls helped to put it in that field. When you move those back into a more aggressive stance, you're lifting everything up. Even if you're lower down, you've got more leverage. You saw the way he's sitting. It's not it's not here, it's not here, it's not here. He's sitting like you would on an MT-07, and everything else, all parts being equal, you're riding around on a slightly different, raked out Street Fighter. So it's like, I agree with you. It's confusing even in its own line. Where do you want this to exist? I don't feel like it fits in the power cruiser category any longer compared to its previous model, which was more of a power cruiser. So that's just me personally, though.
I'm bringing up a photo of an MT-07 here so we can kind of... Ad break? Oh, shit. Okay, so let's do an ad break real fast, and then I want to bring up a side-by-sides of a Diavel and an MT-07, kind of judge where the handlebar... Like, only thing we're going to be really looking at is handlebars and seat and how they correlate together. Yeah. So we're going to run an ad real quick, guys, and we'll be right back, and we can dive more into this. What's going on, guys? This episode of Live on Ontwowheels is brought to you by Revzilla's RPM membership. What that is basically a membership program that only costs $60 a year, not a month, but a year, and you get a ton of rewards from it. It's kind of like Amazon Prime for Revzilla. So if you're buying a lot of motorcycle gear, especially on Revzilla, this could be really interesting for you. Check out all of the things you get for this. So you're gonna get free 2-day shipping and returns. You're gonna get 10% off exclusive brands. You're gonna get 5% cash back, period. Also, for you first-time members, you're gonna get $15 in cash back from the moment you get this membership. It's also gonna include early access to sales and phone lines and exclusive events. So if you're somebody that buys a ton of gear and could find a lot of value in this RPM thing, by all means, we'll have a link for you down in the description below. Thank you guys for supporting the show by going to that link, and thank you, Revzilla, for sponsoring this episode.
RPM membership also applies to cycle gear and J&P cycles. There, I updated the ad.
We'll see you guys with the rest of the show. Alrighty, we are
can
back.
I get like a regular, like a set of in-ears like you have? So I can
did
stop
this not
using
work?
my personal...
I mean, we can get you a pair. It's no big deal. All right, guys. Thank you guys for supporting the show. If you're on that RPM network and or over on the W Bar Garage membership site, the best way to support the show and everything we do, honestly. All right, guys. So we were talking about when we left. Beau is arguing.
It's a little bit lower, but like, come on.
This is not accurate because we don't know if the wheel sizes are the same. Hold on. So I'm putting a Diavel, an V4 Diavel, on top of a MT-07. Oh my God, Milo, come on! I just want to see how similar these are, because I will agree with you, Beau. When I've ridden a Diavel, the one thing I really notice about the Diavel is
it's pretty close.
It is a power. I'm not going to say it's to the level of you're saying where it's not a power cruiser, but I will agree that like power cruisers are here, and similar to other classes, the Japanese guys, they're like, without getting kind of technical, Japanese bikes are all the same, right? They have slight differences. They look slightly different. They ride slightly different. They have slightly different controls, but at the end of the day, they're all relatively the same. Ducati, their Diavel is like, can you go to me real quick, Trey? So the Diavel, all the power cruisers are here. We'll just, pretend there's a graph on the screen. The Diavel sits out here comparatively because of its more aggressive like foot controls, but as far as the top half, I do feel like, as far as the power that it lays down,
the seat is a wee bit lower on the Diavel, but also the handlebars are a wee bit lower on the Diavel in relative terms as far as their proportions. But if you put that to the side, of the MT-07, look at the foot control position.
Hold on, let me move this over real quick.
Like, look at the foot control position. So it's. I don't know, man. Like if you pointed out these two bikes to people and be like, are these the same class of bikes? People would be like, yeah, I feel like those are just two brands of the same bike.
Okay, so if we look, we have the foot control is here directly under the seat.
Yeah.
Like that's the rider foot control. Yeah. And then here we have it towards the front of the seat, so it's not as far.
It's not
as far back.
As far back, but
so your foot on the MT-07 is going to be directly under your butt, whereas the
not entirely, because look where your butt. You're looking at the front of the seat.
It's going to be directly under your crotch.
So here's the thing: that little hump, you ain't sitting on that little hump in the seat. Look at the shallow. You're going to be sitting right against that little lip on the Diavel. You're going to be sitting a little bit further back on there.
So I would say like what, 2 inches?
Yeah. Negligible.
These photos are not to scale.
Yeah, it's negligible. I'm looking at them in relation to themselves. The rider triangle.
I don't think that's negligible at all. When you're talking about your legs and where they are, like small moves matter a lot.
I think it's going to be negligible, like as far as. But my point is, these are not mid controls in the same sense of a power cruiser having mid controls.
Well, like, are you considering them rear sets?
I mean,
they have to be, right?
If you looked at the picture of the guy riding, right, the profile or whatever it was, or look at the guy racing in that one photo, I mean, it's a pretty aggressive. There was a photo of up. It's the link to the site.
Wait, I don't see that photo.
Yeah. Anyway, it's pretty aggressive for a power cruiser, but not so aggressive for a naked or a hyper naked.
So
you know what I mean? Like that's I call it whatever the fuck you want, but it's weird if in your point, I think they don't know where it belongs.
Well, so here's, for one, just to touch back on the foot controls. Having ridden both of these bikes, my major differentiator with how the rider is going to feel with an MT-07, based on the way I'm riding an MT-07, when we had one in the shop, the foot controls are underneath the weight of the rider in a way that if, let's just say I was coming up to a bump and I couldn't avoid it, if I wanted to press my legs up, I could.
That's the photo I was talking about right there.
This one?
Yeah.
That's a Street Fighter, though.
Is it a Street Fighter? I can't tell because it's small.
So on an MT-07, your feet are in a position on the foot pegs to where if I was going to hit a bump, I could press my legs and I can press myself up as a rider. On a Diavel, my feet are forward of the weight of myself as a rider, and I'm not able to press myself up. So to me, that kind of puts me in I feel like I'm in a cruiser mentality.
I mean, yeah, kind of, but that's also your experience with cruisers so far has been mostly forward controls. But like when you touch a bike with mid controls, you're like, oh, this mid controls on a cruiser. The controls are not far back enough to lift. I wanted to lift myself. But that's
up.
Because I have no problem with that because that's the life I've led for years now. I can put the weight of myself on the balls of my feet when I'm riding a cruiser with mid controls. I think that's just come down from experience of riding cruisers for me.
Right.
So I don't know.
So
to be clear, I fucking love this setup that they have. The
Diavel setup?
Yeah, this current Diavel setup compared to their other one. I just think it's weird to still call it a power cruiser when it is clearly going more towards. Maybe it's a power cruiser that is leaning very heavily into.
I was going to say, you know what it is? It's a Ducati power cruiser because what I was like.
I would say the older ones are more in line with every other power cruiser I've ever ridden.
True, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But would it not differentiate your product even more if you took, like, what is at the core of a Ducati? It's ride it fast, performance. You can only get so much performance out of a cruiser with mid and forward controls. You're going to hit physical limitations.
Just in, the next version of the Ducati Diavel will just be a Street Fighter with a big fat front end. That's it.
Anyway. I think
can we move on to something that's very important?
I think that Ducati has put this bike in an area a little bit outside of the other power cruisers. One, to differentiate it, and this is the only power cruiser I would ever ride if I was a person that wanted a cruiser, but I didn't want to get on a sport bike. This is the only bike that can perform that,
I can't confirm this, but just looking at it. It seems like it's less raked out than the previous generation of Ducatis too.
So we don't have that information.
Yeah, I don't see it. All right. Can we discuss something very important?
Sure.
That is
I have a feeling it's not.
It's going to be a split down the middle for everybody looking at this bike.
Okay. Do I need to pull a photo up? A specific photo?
You go to your screen and pull up a side profile of this bike.
Okay.
Can you
goes
guess
for the photo?
Can you guess what I'm gonna mention?
I have no idea what you're going to mention.
It's going to people that are going to fucking love it or they're going to fucking hate it.
Oh.
Trey, stop! You're not supposed to help him. Produce.
Trey said exhaust. Yeah, the little minigun exhaust is going to be an interesting thing. Do we have a close-up of the exhaust? Hold on.
Here's what I say. I like it.
Okay.
I like it a lot.
That doesn't surprise me because you're an MV fan, and this does give off Brutale vibes.
It's baller. Also, you have those.
I want to show you guys what a Brutale exhaust
the gaping black hole of the universe for the intakes next to the headlight.
Yeah, so obviously with the V4, they had a lot of options for what they could do for an exhaust. Oh, MV Agusta, I fucking love you. All right,
hey,
so
can we have some real talk? If they ever watch this, we love your
who is they?
MV Agusta. We love your products.
Okay, yeah.
Could you perhaps maybe just go into the video or the slideshow that opens up when you go to your website and just change the order of things slightly,
guys?
The first thing
can
that
we
you
do
can
this
see,
real quick? We
yes.
found this out the other day.
Go to his screen.
Okay, so we all know MV Agusta. We know what they make, right?
So go to MV Agusta's website.
You go to MV Agusta's website, and the first thing to pop up.
This is what you see. A fucking scooter.
Rapido City Oro 2023, and then all the beautiful
just
motorcycles.
change the order to where that thing's first.
Okay, that was a little side note.
Okay, sorry. So
we did that the other day where we were collecting motorcycle brand websites and stuff, and we go to MV Agusta, who makes some of the most unique, cool motorcycles on the planet. And we see a scooter, and I clicked off the page.
Yep.
I was like,
I'm
oh,
on the
wrong
wrong
website. And then I had to go back, and I was like, oh no, a scooter's the first thing. Anyway, okay. So you guys, if you go to my screen big, Trey, we can show the people. So here's our little 4-port exhaust on the Diavel, the V4. And if we go over something like a Brutale, this is the little triple exhaust that Brutale has. Absolutely gorgeous bike. Look at this hole here.
Yeah.
How? Anyway, so let's get some comments in the chat. What do you guys think? Let's just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Exhaust. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Yes or no? You know what? Let's do this. Let's give it to them black so they can see it in black. This bike needs to be red. 100%.
I like the black.
I don't hate the black, but like the red, there's something about Ducati. Their reds are they look good. So you like the exhaust?
Yeah, I do. I mean,
do you prefer a certain angle?
Because I am a fan of MV Agusta, and my dream bike was always like the F4 Tamburini, or how you say it.
Tamburini.
Yeah. I love those like big, ridiculous, like there's like it's just you look at the bike and you're like, wow.
Yeah, I get it.
The noise that thing must make.
I will say the side profile here compared to the rear view on this angle, the exhaust looked real subtle and tucked away on the rear view of it.
I like
and then you go to the side profile, it looks huge. So how does it go from huge to small? Huge, small.
Well,
oh, Jesus Christ.
Did you not have that talk? C2 Dub Mom, how dare you?
Anyway. Here's my prediction.
Also, I love that the Undertale, it looks like
well, so no, I want to get to the Undertale. That's a whole nother conversation I want to get to. So here's my prediction with this exhaust. I think that in this rendering, I think it looks like a little minigun trying to break out of the motorcycle. I don't like the way it looks. I bet seeing this in person, it's going to be like, I don't look too bad. Ducati does a pretty good job with their exhaust, so I got faith.
I dig it. I dig
off
it.
These
and
renders,
I dig,
I'm not.
Like I said,
really
I dig the giant intakes.
Okay, so let's get to, bro, look at this shot. What a machine.
I can't even tell what's going on. What is
So
that?
this is
that
a
the
front left side. We got the air intake up here.
Yeah.
This engine looks phenomenal, and I love what it looks like inside of this platform. Like, that's a great shot of it. I don't know how much people care about the way their engine looks in their bikes. We've made a comment, or I've made a comment before. I think Indian does a really good job, like with accenting what parts are black and what parts are metal. But I was looking, and the only reason I know this is because I was looking at the V2 today because I'm walking around doing the walk around spot, and I'm like, this is such a good looking fucking bike. And then I see this and like, I don't know, Ducati does a really good job with their engines, and I think it really gets to, you get to highlight the Gran Turismo.
To your mechanic.
There's that. Okay, so
and your wallet.
Yeah, for sure, your wallet. All right, so let's talk about the tail, because the tail, and specifically the tail light, the rear
the whole
lights.
under tail thing.
Yeah, because you guys probably saw in the video, the rear brake light is integrated into the tail of the motorcycle, which
that's funky.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Because I remember when they did their little teaser photo, and it was just basically a cropped in photo of the tail right here. I was like, what the fuck is that? And then they show this. I think this is the coolest shit ever.
I in some photos, yes, but then when you look at it,
you think there's angles that this doesn't look good? This whole honeycombed,
the straight back angle on their site.
Hold on, let's play the video because that video has we can pause it.
It reminds what it reminds me of? The back of the slingshot. Remember, like the
do not ruin this motorcycle by
that's
saying
what it
that.
reminds me of. It's weird from certain angles. I like the clean look of it. The side profile's nice. The 3/4 profile's nice. The lighting is cool.
I'm trying to find that video that I played earlier.
It's a little weird. I can't quite put my hand on it.
Well, so one of the things I really like about the XSR 900 is that the light is kind of tucked in.
All right, so go to his screen, go down to the 360 thing, and I'll tell you where my mind changed just now. All right, so I was looking at it straight back, right? And I was like,
all right, this you don't like.
I didn't like. Keep turning it. Keep turning it. Turn it right there.
It falls apart at that point for you?
Nope. But now I'm 100% because now I see the lines with the seat.
So you don't like this.
Yeah, I didn't like. I didn't like that. The side profiles, whatever. But once you line it up to where you can see it, it looks like the seat's coming underneath the tail. And now I get it. So now I'm team Diavel butt.
Well, that's a team I didn't expect to be on. But when I first went to the press launch of the XSR 900, one of the things I really liked about that bike is, they've got that big tail, and the light it's already a darked out light, and it kind of just sits right under the seat, and it basically just cleans up the entire rear. And this is a hot take, I will choose 100% of the time for a motorcycle to have a swing arm based license plate holder to have this clean tail situation. There are some people that are like starkly against that. I'm like, look how this is stock. Look from this profile, and look, it's a single-sided swing arm. That's its best profile. But even from here, who's going to choose? Obviously, there's plenty of people, but like, I'm never going to choose.
I'm one of those people who don't.
You don't like the swing arm base?
I don't mind. I don't dislike the swing arm base, but it's not in lieu of a traditional tail.
You don't care to have a super clean tail.
I mean, people have been asking me why I've kept the
on the Tiger
tail on the Tiger. It's because it's functional and it does its job and it gets its shit out of its way.
I totally get that. There's just a design thing.
Like, I like the way Yamaha does their tails now, where it's like that.
I think the MT-09 has them now.
Where it's like the bevel. Like they basically cut out sections of the tail size. It's metal, and it has the plastic at the end that holds like the license plate and all that stuff on.
Right.
And like, I'm like, okay, cool. It looks fine to me.
Guys, this is an example of kind of what traditional in the market is. You have this. That's tail tidies are probably in the top 5
I'm
of
one of those
modifications.
people that I don't.
You don't care about it?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm hardcore. Like, if I can have a super clean tail, and part of this I think is because when I do shots of motorcycles, like, having just a clean tail allows you to just like angle things a lot better, and you don't have to worry about this giant bar sticking out. Yeah. I will agree though, some bikes it fits into better. When you're talking about something like this, where it's obviously an add-on to make something legal, I'm actually curious if the MT-09
I don't dislike the swing arm ones. I think it's overdone now.
You just don't care.
I think every manufacturer is starting to do this, and I think, okay, that's fine, but like...
Oh, the MT-09 still... so the MT-09 now has that rear tail thing. That sucks.
No.
I wonder why people... I know... Am I imagining that the MT-09 used to have a swing arm mounted license plate bracket?
Did the FC?
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder what Yamaha's reason for going back to... I mean, I'm sure it has something to do with like how their swing arm is manufactured and stuff like that. But let us know in the chat, guys. Are you guys for swing arm mounted license plates or undertail license plate brackets like the regular ones? Yeah, the lighting situation, it's kind of subtle like this, but lit up, I think, is where this really comes into its own with the whole...
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Like I said, my mind changed when I saw the design cue for it to basically be an extension of the seat.
Yeah.
Because like
so it took up to that
like,
for you to...
Like this view right here. You can see the line, and it's like, okay, so that makes sense. It's an intentional design choice to like, okay, so I will put up with the fact that straight on it looks like a plastic like one of those steamers you steam rugs with. You know what I mean?
Yes. Do not ruin that tail for me. Okay, so guys, Ghost put together this really cool graphic that we can kind of use to break apart the other bikes in the V4 lineup. We've talked a lot on the show of we are fans of motorcycle manufacturers spending a lot of time and energy and research on making a really good power plant and then spreading that power plant out for multiple motorcycles.
Because it also makes those multiple motorcycles more affordable.
It makes them more affordable. It makes them easier to work on because everybody, like if you have experience working on blank, it's going to be the same as that. So with this graphic, these are all the motorcycles that use the V4 platform. The Panigale, obviously. We've got the Street Fighter. We've got the Multistrada. We've got the Superleggera, which really is just a carboned out Panigale. I mean, that's not only, but
yeah,
you know, just do not take it 100%. And then we have the Diavel now. So, price-wise, Ghost, you are hilarious. Price-wise, and just as a note, these prices are the MSRP for the base models, not the advanced models. So, Panigale...
I just saw it.
Panigale MSRP, $23,295. Street Fighter, $22,095.
Yes.
Multistrada, surprisingly, $19,995.
Yeah, look, it's affordable. You can get it.
Don't you dare fucking dare. Superleggera, your
Ain't
soul.
even no fucking way.
And then the Diavel, the most of the group, $26,695. Now, if you notice, horsepower is actually the same for the two different V4s because this is the Gran Turismo V4, I think is how you call it, or what it's called. So this is actually the exact same engine. I'm sure it's modified slightly from the Multistrada. Yeah. And what's really cool about that is if you've read the spec sheet on the Multistrada, the first service interval is at 30,000 miles, which is absolutely lunacy.
Yeah.
They are slightly more horsepower, and as you can see, they have a decent chunk less horsepower than the Panigales and the Street Fighters. So comparatively, we have, for the Panigale, this is the base model. You have 215.5 horsepower. For the Street Fighter, you have 208. So we're like easily in the 200s. Multistradas are dropped down to 170, and then the Diavel right behind that with 168. So we're looking at that like situation where they take an engine, it's relatively the same, if not almost exactly the same. They tone it, they Honda it essentially to give it way more longevity because obviously a bike that performs like a V4 Street Fighter or Panigale, you are not going to have the service interval out of that. They have to stretch that thing to get every bit of power out of it. So that's why the power differences are there. On the torque side, the torque is actually very similar. So Panigale torque 91.2, Street Fighter
They're
torque
all
is
within
90.
that, like-
We got 92 on the Multistrada, 87.7 on the Superleggera, and 93 on the Diavel, which is the most. Weight-wise is all over the place. So,
Yeah.
who's the lightest? Obviously,
of course, the
Superleggera, of course, is the lightest. But like, what's the lightest of realistic motorcycle? We've got the Panigale is 386, Street Fighter 397, Multistrada is a hefty 475.
Dry.
Dry. Good God. And then the Diavel is 465.
The multi's heavier than the Diavel.
To be fair, the Multi is a much bigger motorcycle than the Diavel.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
Don't you dare take that Multi away from me.
People are basically saying like V4 Monster. They're gonna have to, right?
Yeah, I mean, so this is where it gets really interesting because if you've got a V4 Street Fighter, do you make a V4 Monster? Because you've got the platform.
Because you basically did.
That's
right?
what
you done did it.
So that's that. But we have a V2 Monster though.
Yeah.
And we have a V2 Street Fighter. This has been one of the things that I've been kind of wondering about with Ducati. It's like, is the Street Fighter enough of a sport naked to differentiate itself? Obviously, the looks. Street Fighter is more Panigale. The Monster could be more Diavel. So do you have the Monster is here and the Diavel is its big boy? And do you have Street Fighter over here and the Panigale is its big boy? Because design-wise, the Diavel shares a lot of character. You know, we were joking in the beginning of the show, if you puffed up a Monster, you get a Diavel.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's enough of a market.
It's starting to get into that Bonneville world where I'm like, what are you? Why are you? Where are you different? Which one are you?
I think this graph would look really interesting if instead of a Superleggera, we had a V4 Monster, because you would have the Multi. It's a Multi. It does its thing, right? But then right outside the Multi, you got the Street Fighter to the left going more sporty, and then you got the Monster to the right going more, we'll call it comfortable. And then its evolution is the other thing. I find it really fascinating how they have it broken down. And I would love to see a V4 Monster. Luke had a 1200 RR.
I will say this, much like the other power cruisers and stuff that I've ridden, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't know what it is about them. I'm like, yeah, cool. Like VMAX is one of my favorite power cruisers out there. I just like the way it looks. I think it's cool. But I wouldn't choose to ride it. In the same way, the same way.
I'm gonna look it up while you're talking, so I can remind
find
myself.
one in blue.
Are they still making it?
Sat on. I don't know if they're still making it. I don't think so. I think they had it on their side. But try to find one in blue, and it's the only blue with chrome that I've ever liked on a motorcycle. Period. You sat on one.
Wait, take a T. Does Yamaha not make any cruisers anymore?
They make the heritage stuff, which is like the Bolt and shit like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The Bolt R-Spec is the biggest cruiser Yamaha makes.
I think they still have a cross country or something like that.
FJR is the only sport touring. Adventure touring is the Super T. Sport Heritage, the biggest thing they have is a Bolt R-Spec.
What is that, Yamaha?
Hyper Nakeds, they got the MT10 SP. It was their biggest boy. It's not a super sport.
Come on, that's bullshit.
Cross country is all dual sport. Trails all. Is the Bolt the only thing? Holy shit! This podcast is taking a turn. Yamaha, what?
Wow.
Interesting.
That's fucking weird.
Okay, so anyway, VMAX. I'll look up a VMAX, but do you have a specific year model?
I don't know. You sat on one before at a meetup. Here's the thing.
How are you dealing with this information right now?
What do you mean?
Just the Yamaha is like deuces.
The Star Venture isn't on their site at all. That Jamil. Yeah. So this is the VMAX. This is the VMAX, and I like it.
This is what you think of when you think of power cruisers.
I mean, it's not what I think of, but it's one of the ones I think of. But
I got to be honest with you, bud. That foot control looks oddly close to where that foot control looks on the Diavel.
I can't speak for what the new one is, But I can tell you that this one feels more like a cruiser than the Diavel that I rode.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do.
But then again, the Diavel I rode was forward controls. At any rate, I'm gonna drop
I'm
the
trying
V-Star line.
so hard.
I'm looking at it. Anyway, I would not choose to ride these if
The VMAX?
Yeah, any of them.
Interesting.
Like if you're like, hey, I'll give you a free bike, I might take it, but I'd be like,
I'll give you a free bike.
I might take it, but like the Rocket's a great bike. I see no reason to own that bike or to choose it. And if we have other bikes to ride,
The Rocket was a really fun bike to ride,
like,
but I have no use.
they're
for
a
the
blast. But then it's just like, okay, cool.
I've blasted. I'm good now.
Yeah, me duns.
Okay, so we have the.
Don't hold it over for too long. It replaces.
Yeah, no, I literally just found that out. Okay, so this
it's a
is
lot more squat than the Diavel. I can tell you that just right off the rip. Without
Oh yeah, you can see. You can't even see the seat from
well,
the
it's not even
VMAX.
just that. I just know that it is more squat than the.
You guys like the
Diavel.
quality difference on these two photos? Like the
Yeah.
Diavel looks.
I like
super
the
crisp.
VMAX as far as most power cruisers. It's my favorite, but I won't be choosing. I am excited for the cross pollination of power plants throughout lines. I'm happy that Diavel people get a new Diavel.
I'm pretty excited for this. The
It's
thing
not
we
my
talk
cup of
about,
tea.
yeah, I'm never gonna buy a Diavel, or at least in my foreseeable future, I don't see myself on a Diavel. We've kind of talked about this before. I think a Diavel is a great option for people that want the cruiser side, but they're like me and really appreciate riding hard.
Yeah.
I think that's a really cool option to have for people.
No, that's not what I'm pointing at.
5-minute warning?
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
not
good
what I'm
God.
pointing at.
No, yeah, we did get a super chat from Ether Joe. Thank you for the super chat, or whatever the hell those things are called. Have you guys reached out to Spite's Corner and C2W collaboration? While you're at it, steal Whitney also. I don't know who that is.
It's another person on his channel. No, but
we will be
should.
stealing no people.
I'm not gonna steal
but
anybody, but-
I'm totally down for a Spite's
100%.
Corner
Here,
collab.
I'm going to put this out in the. Get the cameras. I'm going to put
Get
this
on
out
Beau.
Point this camera at me. This one right here. This camera. Spite, you're an awesome dude. We always love hanging out with you.
I think so as well.
Yeah. Would love a collab. Let's try to make that happen, bud.
All right, so here's what we do. Everybody watching this, either live or afterwards, go to Spite's, whatever the most recent video he has done.
Are you
Post
about to
post
comment bomb?
this. Yeah, there's not going to be enough people like to really care. But you guys go tell Spite. Get in touch. Chase on two wheels. Let's do some stuff. We're totally down for Spite.
Yeah.
Also,
he's fucking killing it.
he is, dude.
Like-
Spite is doing such a great job, and I'm so happy for him.
Hit that yellow button. No, not that one.
Hit the yellow button, you sack of shit. Yeah. Yay. Yeah, we're super happy for Spite. He is I have not got to interact with Spite a ton other than like the dinner we had at ADV Fest, but from what I've met, super legit, dude. Would love to do some content with him. And I'm going to go out and be like, bruh, the VMAX looks like it has identical foot controls as a Diavel. This new one. Just saying.
Yeah, but you're also much lower, so it's going to feel more like a this.
Ugh, that would be even worse. The Diavel is
the
already
Diavel's
crunching
be
away.
like this,
Uh-huh.
but your butt is like up here, whereas this one is basically changing it from here to here. So you're just twisting in the seat. That's why they have that bucketed thing. Anyway, we're running line. I'm happy.
Final thoughts on Diavel.
I'm a happy clam for those who like Diavels because this one looks awesome.
Yeah.
It's not my cup of tea.
I think that the Diavel is a super cool thing to have because it's not fitting into the mold of all the other muscle cruisers, power cruisers.
She's
whatever.
not like other girls.
Sure. I love the taillights. I love the whole look of the motorcycle. I don't feel like I'll ever be a customer for a Diavel because if I want comfortable power, I'm going multi. There's no question.
If I want comfortable power, I'm going for the biggest Street Glide special that they can put in it. That's
Okay.
it. That's comfort mode, baby.
Cool. So obviously we're curious about what you guys think. So let us know in the comments or here live.
What's Discord doing?
Let's check on Discord because we're actually going to do that this time. I've been really bad about it recently, so I owe you guys at least a run through. Yeah. All right. And thank you, everybody, for that posted on Discord and has been here. So the Diavel is a fat monster. Changed my mind. He ain't lying. I mean, yeah, we've discussed. Extra thick. When Cito Pigs likes your IG, but Quickshifter says subscriber because it's not subscribed.
You second shit. You should feel bad. You should feel real bad right now.
Oh, for what? Hold on. All right. Well, pause. We have to. I thought I was subscribed to you. Oh no, I know what it is. I'm logged in under Ontwowheels, I think, on because I've been swatching accounts. Okay. If I'm not, I'll subscribe to you, Ghost. I'm so sorry. Cool.
All right. Well, yeah.
What in the fuck is this? Jesus Christ. Why is everything... Oh, because we were talking about the... Yeah. That's hilarious. New channel, Ghost on 18 wheels. Ghost, nice. What would you do? Would you live stream driving across the country?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Nice. I think it's going to be great content. Oh, you can have a GoPro on each corner of the truck and live switch them while you're driving?
Yeah,
great idea.
Safe.
A camera
this
on
is how
wheel.
safe that would be.
Yeah.
This is exactly what would happen. Live footage of Ghost on 18 wheels right here.
All right, first off, that is funny.
Okay, Ghost on two tracks.
But the next one is Baller AF.
Bro, a drifting tank? Does it get any more terrifying than a drifting tank?
That's amazing.
God. When Goonie rides a duck. That's hilarious. Me on a Panigale.
Nice. Yeah, it says live on 2 wheels on the side of it now.
Yeah. New channel, Ghost on 18 wheels with Goonie. Just you guys just with a car and a big truck just hauling across the country. Oh my God. Eastbound or down. Woo!
Putting a Diavel V4 exhaust.
Hold on. When Goonie wants... Oh, Goonie, you're one that Monster SP? I don't blame you, man. Thing's legit. Andy Bernard is the boner champ. True story. It's a Diavel. Oh my God, it is the Diavel. It's a Terminator rocket launcher. That's actually hilarious. I love that.
Yamaha
I need to see that Photoshop.
MT-01. Yeah,
now I understand why it's MT10 because
we've had that. We've shown that bike on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Raider. The Raider is such a good bike. That's it is. It's a great bike.
Not for me. That's fine though. Bro, look how young we were at one point.
Ugh.
When the boys find out, both smart guys will be available Wednesday.
Yeah, they're both going to be in here.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, shit.
Cool. All right, guys. Thank you guys for posting. Where's my Milo note? There it is. Found it.
You can get off his screen now because now he's just faffing about.
All right, dude. So that's the Diavel V4. Cool. I'm just not I want a multi.
Congratulations, the Diavel fans. You got a new one.
I do love the fact that they put the V4
Cheers.
in it. All right, dudes. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Live on 2 Wheels. It will be available tomorrow as a podcast. Maybe if everybody looks at Beau nicely. And you guys make sure to subscribe over on Live on 2 Wheels, the YouTube channel.
Makes my schedule. Just want to put that out there.
That's true. Well, it's a collaborative effort. So, guys, make sure you're subscribed over at Live on 2 Wheels. Go over to Apple Podcasts and give us a rating. We would love you very much. And I get to dramatically read your shit. And next week, live Thursday, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, we'll be back talking about some other thing. Maybe the T. T-Sub.
I would like to.
T-Sub.
I would like to address that.
What?
The T7, the update.
Can we call it the T-Sub?
No. But I would like to. I would like that to be our next episode. Ghost is we talk about the update, air quotes. Of
Are you going to trash on the T-Sub?
I'm not going to trash on it, but I am upset about it.
I won't talk. I promise I will not talk to Beau about this. I have to do more research on the T-Sub, which I will now be calling a T-Sub.
I fucking hate that.
We'll see you guys next week. Hope I'm still here.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Excuse me.